Welcome back. Well, this evening on the Daily Roundup with Nina, we turn our attention to an important national initiative, the Namibian Financial Inclusion Survey, which officially kicked off today, the 6th of October, and will run until the 4th of November across all 14 regions of the country. Now, the survey, spearheaded by the Namibia Statistics Agency, seeks to provide a clearer picture of how Namibians access and use financial services, from banking and mobile money to savings, insurance, and even credit. The data collected will help guide future policies aimed at improving financial inclusion and economic empowerment, particularly amongst underserved communities. To help us better understand the purpose, scope, and impact of this nationwide exercise, we're joined by Petronela Namushinga, Communications Officer at the NSA. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, and it's a pleasure and honor to engage with your audience here today.
Thank you so much for being here. Well, to start with, let's begin with the basics. Perhaps you can just explain in your own words what the Financial Inclusion Survey is and why it's important to exercise, this initiative for the NSA and, of course, the country at large.
Okay, the Namibia Financial Inclusion Survey 2025, in short, the NFIS, like you rightly said it's a national survey being conducted by the Namibia Statistics Agency with the support of Bank of Namibia. Now, this national survey is aimed at collecting data on how individuals and households access and use formal and informal financial services, of course also capturing those who may be excluded. So with formal financial services, we are looking at banks, insurance, and informal financial services such as community savings groups. So the survey has three dimensions, being access, whether the financial services and products are available and appropriate, and then usage, whether we are looking at how often are the users interacting with the financial services, and then quality, whether the financial services are adding value and convenient. So this survey is important as it will gather information that can help key stakeholders develop policies that can guide planning towards economic growth and the overall development of our country.
I just want you to unpack a bit deeper. When you talk about access, usage, and quality, expand on that and what it is exactly, the type of information that you're looking to get.
Yeah, with this survey, we are hoping to gather information that will help us understand financial access, as in who are the people that are included and who are the people that are excluded, and the reasons thereof. And then we also want to collect information that will help us understand usage patterns, as in how are the financial services being used and how frequently. And then we also want to understand the drivers and barriers to access. What is motivating people to have financial services, and what is actually preventing them from having financial services. And then we are also looking at we are looking at other alternatives, as in how are the people coping in the absence of formal financial services. And lastly, we are looking at education needs, as in what educational gaps exist, and what around financial management, and what interventions can be introduced to address such gaps.
Yeah. Interesting. How will the results of this survey, Petronela, be used to influence national policies or even support efforts towards greater financial inclusion?
Well, the Namibia Statistics Agency, in line with its mandate to collect, produce, and disseminate official statistics, will, once the results are available, the results of the Financial Inclusion Survey, we will make these results available to the government, we'll make it available to the public sector, we'll make it available to the entire public in general. And then the insights of these findings will guide these key stakeholders in developing policies that can improve products and services, that can also lead to the creation of better products, and that can also help them promote financial inclusion across the country.
Well, as I mentioned, the survey is being conducted across all 14 regions within Namibia. So talk to us about how many households are expected to be interviewed and what the process will look like on the ground.
Yes, the survey is indeed being conducted across all the 14 regions of the country, however, only in selected households. So we are looking at a total of 1,960 households to be interviewed across the country, to be visited and interviewed for the Financial Inclusion Survey. And our field staff for the Financial Inclusion Survey will visit households, and they'll be using tablets for data collection. And then the interviews will be posed to a respondent. The person that should answer the questions is only one person that should answer, and this is a person who should be 15 years or above. Yeah.
How does the general public go about identifying legitimate NSA field enumerators? What steps has the agency taken, to ensure safety and, of course, confidentiality during this process?
Yeah, the safety of our households is very key to us as the NSA. So is the safety of our staff, of course. So households can identify our field staff as they will be wearing NSA branded bibs, and they'll also be wearing hats. So that's one way to identify them. But if households wish to make extra sure, they can contact the NSA directly on telephone, which is 061 4313 200, or they can email us on info@nsa.org.na. Additionally, we also have a field staff verification system. If people log on NSA website, they can go on data portals, and then at the bottom there's something of field verification. So once they go there, they get, the field staff will also be carrying a NSA official ID card. So they can get that ID card, and then they enter the ID number, and they'll be able to verify whether the details on the ID are indeed matching those popping up on the screen. Yeah.
Just lastly, Petronela, once the data is collected at the end of November, or November 4th rather, when can the public or stakeholders see the final results or the release of the report? When does that happen?
Well, that's a good one, but actually for this one, the date is not yet available. So we will announce, the Namibia Statistics Agency will announce the date once all the processes are finalized.
Your message to the Namibian people in conclusion?
Okay, my message to the Namibian people is for the selected households to please participate. If our field staff knock on your doors, please open your doors and please give accurate and truthful answers, as the information you give will help shape better policies. So you see, with new data comes better planning, comes improved products, improved infrastructure such as ATMs or mobile services. So your answers will help ensure that solutions are indeed addressing the real needs of the Namibians. And so we are counting on you as a nation. Thank you.
Madam Namushinga, thank you so much for your time this evening. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Madam Nina.
When we come back after this brief break,